You are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast.
Is going down? What the fuck is going down? It is your boy, Studio McGuyver, and you are listening to Studio McGuyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to the podcast. We talk about all things nerdy. If you're into video games, if you're into anime, if you're into nerd culture, then you've come to the right place. We talk about all of that shit here. And yeah, guys, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. 2020 has been a crazy year, and that's being generous, man. That's being really, really generous. And I just want to see it done. I just want to see it over. I want to wash away all of my fucking tears, okay, of 2020 and move on to 2021. And this is the last podcast of 2020. So, I can't wait to move forward, guys. I have a lot of things planned for the future for you guys. If you're new, you probably don't know, but yes, I have, some YouTube stuff going on my 200th episode, coming. So, live podcast. So basically, if you want to go to YouTube and check out the show there, you can do it. Technically, the shows are already there on YouTube, but it's audio only. So if you want to actually watch me, talk shit and complain about things, then you can do that on YouTube, episode 200 and beyond. Going to give that a try. Hopefully it works out and I can continue to do that and move forward. Also, guys, don't forget to go check out StudioMguyvR.com. That's everything Studio McGuyver there. That's the podcast. You can stream it there. You can download it there. You can support the show there. Most importantly, if you love the content, if you're enjoying the content, go there, StudioMguyvR.com. You can get YouTube, you can get Instagram, you can get Twitter, you can get Discord, you can get all of those things and more, okay, and on StudioMguyvR.com. So yes, that is the main hub. It's only been live a couple of weeks, but that is where I want everybody who is a fan of the show to go from here on out. If you're just listening to the podcast there, or if you actually want to support the show, you can do all of that there, guys. So yes, I just want to nail that into everybody's head and get them, caught up on game and let them know what's going on out here in these digital streets. Okay. Now, today's episode, guys, which is episode 196. Yes, 4 more episodes to go until we reach episode 200, the big 200. It's exciting, man. I can't believe it. I've made it this far. Yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy. I cannot see myself not doing podcasts, man. I've been doing it now for the past almost 4 years. And, every week, man, it's just been a part of my life. And I really, really felt that I have made a lot of new friends, gained a lot of new listeners, which is very special to me. And I just want to thank each and every person listening to the show, and everybody who's been listening from, the very first episode, and even the ones who just heard maybe 1 or 2 shows. I mean, I just want to thank everybody for just taking time out of your day and giving this podcast a chance, and if you like the show, I just want to say everything is appreciated, and I am severely humbled by all the love and support that I've gotten over these past few years. So yes, with that, it's going to be a beautiful 2021, and let's get it done. Okay. Now, this podcast, guys, is going to be something of a podcast where I basically just tell you guys what kind of things took place this past week, really Christmas. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Not a lot going on out here in these digital streets this past week. There has been some things when it comes to Cyberpunk 2077. I'm going to talk a little bit about that because I have still been playing the game. And, I've encountered, like I said, my share of bugs, but I have one that I just recently encountered I want to talk about. And I wonder if anybody else listening who's playing the game may have ran into this as well. But that's one thing. And I just want to talk about a few things I've done, like I said, over this past Christmas vacation. I caught up on The Mandalorian finally. And I just want to say The Mandalorian is an excellent show, man. I mean, they killed it, especially the final episode. Luke Skywalker, man, come on. I mean, it's the gift that keeps on giving. You know what I mean? If there's one thing I can say about 2020, The Mandalorian is definitely one piece of a diamond in the rough, if you want to call it that. But yeah, great things. Cannot wait for what they have to bring to us later with all the other characters, man. I mean, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be crazy. And this is finally, in my opinion, Star Wars done right. Okay. In the right hands, anything can become beautiful if you go to the right people. And this is proof of all of that. Okay. And you can take that recipe and apply it to anything out there under the sun and you will reap the same results. Okay. I don't care if it's a company. I don't care if it's a football team, whatever it is. You apply the same recipe, you're going to get great results, man. I mean, it's just how it goes. And unfortunately, this past year, a lot of that has not been practiced. And, yeah, it's just sad to say. It's true. It's so true. And, when you talk about CD Projekt Red and the things that they're going through right now, it's proof in the pudding, man, that I've spoken about this so many times. If you're new to the show, man, go back and listen to some of the older shows, man. I promise you, this has I've been talking about this stuff for years. Okay. When we're talking about how these corporations and how they act and how all they see is green and nothing else, that's just what you get. You know what I mean? And anybody can fall for it. Anybody can become a victim of this said scenario. It doesn't matter who you are, how good you are. And it's proof right now when we see CD Projekt Red, I'm sorry. When we see them the way that we see them now, it'll never be the same. Okay. There'll be memes for years to come. This will always be associated with them no matter what they do going forward. And sometimes people cannot recover from that. Now there are redemption stories. There are, companies who have come back from some of this type of stuff. No Man's Sky is one in particular, but man, it takes a lot sometimes. And sometimes companies just don't recover from it. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. They just can't get out of their own way. Now, hopefully CD Projekt Red can do that, because I was watching videos here the last couple of days and, I damn near forgot, but if you go back to the early videos of, some of the gameplay we got to see from, CD Projekt Red and what was coming with the game, a lot of this shit is missing from the game. Okay. Train system, that is missing from the game. There's things missing from the game that they promised. Even that, when it comes to the AI and how they operate and what they do, how they have their own drawn out scenarios, and you can follow, an NPC and they will actually go on about their day and do day-to-day things as people, normally do in the city. And, a lot of that shit has not materialized either. So there's a lot of things, that they haven't implemented that they said they were going to. Now, my question is that going to become a reality in the foreseeable future? Maybe future updates, things of that nature. I mean, I don't know what direction they're going to go now. I mean, if I were them, I would definitely be walking on eggshells, and I would definitely be taking my time on everything that I'm doing here moving forward, because these investors are upset, and most importantly, the consumer is fucking upset. Okay. A lot of people are upset, man. My standards, don't necessarily dictate the feelings out here in these digital streets. Just because I love the game for what it is up to this point does not mean that, you know, Terry or James or Sarah is going to feel the same fucking way, okay, that I feel about the game. Some people's standards are a little higher, and, you know, hey, that is their prerogative. And I agree with when people say, look, man, I'm spending this money on this game. I should receive everything that is promised. And that's true. I mean, I'm not arguing with that whatsoever. I'm just basically saying that the feelings that I have received up to this point playing the game have been fun. You know, we can't lie to ourselves. If you love something or hate something, or, you know, you're not attracted to somebody, or you can't lie to yourself while you're by yourself in the shower or looking at yourself in the mirror. You're not going to lie to yourself. You can't. Okay. You can fuck Susie, you know, Monday through Sunday. All right. But if she's not your type of person, eventually it's going to blow up. It's not going to work, because when you're by yourself driving or walking by yourself or even in bed alone, you're going to tell yourself, I don't really want to fuck her anymore. Okay. That's just one scenario. There's thousands. There's different ones. That's just one. And I don't know why I chose that one, but that's the one that fell out of the sky. And I wanted to give you guys a scenario. Okay. That you just simply can't lie to yourself. All right. And me personally, I cannot sit here and tell you guys, oh, the game is trash, because, you know, 60% of the community out here is saying that it's trash. You know what I mean? Are there trashy things about it? Fuck, yes, it is. There are. But do I have fun playing the game? Yes. Do I want to play it right now? Yes. Am I going to play it after this podcast? Yes. Okay. I told you guys I felt like I was going to put 175 hours or so into this game, and it's looking like that's going to be about right on my first playthrough. Okay. I'm taking my time. I'm stretching it out. I'm doing all the things that, you know, I usually do in a RPG, in an open world type of setting. And I'm doing those things. Okay. I'm hardly doing any of the story missions. I'm doing side missions, and that's about it, man. I'm having fun. Okay. Having fun exploring different weapons. Yeah, man, I cannot lie to you guys. Now, I hope that this fiasco, everything that's taken place with this game, has, put it in their mind. And I'm talking about not the developers, but I'm talking about their higher ups, the ones drinking the sake, the ones smoking the endo sticks, those motherfuckers. Okay. With the butter in their hands. I'm talking about those guys finally get waken up, and really finally see the fucking light in this scenario. You can't lie to your investors. You cannot lie to the public, especially in today's time, today's age. You will be fucking crucified. And that is what happened. That is exactly what happened. And even though they did have a successful, you know, venture, technically, if you're looking at it from a number standpoint, 13 million, is a pretty satisfying number for any game. Okay. Any game would be proud to have that number, but it could have been way more. And at the cost of, you know, their reputation. That's really what's going on here, because that reputation did take a hit. And if you look at the stock numbers, you can also see, you know, you can see what everybody else is seeing. Okay. It's basically dropping. A lot of people have bailed, and because nobody knows what's next. Okay. Everybody who's been there has basically been lied to. And the ones that bailed have bailed because they don't know what's coming next. They don't know if, you know, what comes out of CD Projekt Red's mouth is going to be, you know, real truths, or just a bunch of fucking slob-based butter dribbling from their lips. We don't know. Okay. But right now it has been a bunch of fucking lies. Okay. And telling everybody, oh, it's all good. Everything's straight. Just, you know, we just need some kinks to work out, when in reality, no, it was a fucking dumpster fire. Okay. And they didn't have the heart to tell investors, no, we need 4 more months for the fucking base consoles so we can get this shit right. Okay. So instead they just said, fuck it. We'll let you guys review the PC versions, which is also buggy and not up to par in their own right. And then, you know, everybody else, no, you can't see it. You can't review it. You just have to wait till it comes out. So, and then it blew up in their fucking face, deservingly so. Okay. I hope they optimize it the way it should be. And, you know, moving forward, I hope we get this shit done. And I hope they, implement the things that we were supposed to get in the game. And I hope we actually get those things and more. Okay. And this time I hope everything is done right. Hopefully they learn their fucking lesson and they're not going to put out something, prematurely. They're going to make sure that the shit is all the way optimized for every platform. Okay. And then proceed. All right. And that's all you can hope for. That is all you can fucking hope for. And that's all I'm praying for, because I really, really want to support this game. I think that the devs had a vision, and I think that the vision is definitely being realized here, from what I have right now, for what I've seen up to this point. And, it's a blast to play. That world is a beautiful world. I love being inside of this world. Man, I'm just being honest, and I hope that it can be better. It could be so much better though. It could be so much more. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get to that point where, my third playthrough, I get a chance to experience this. Hopefully on a PlayStation 5 next time, when one becomes available. But, that brings me to another topic of discussion, and it's about, how I feel moving forward with the next gen consoles. I know that I've talked about, having these consoles, eventually getting both the Xbox Series X and the PS5. And I still plan to do that. But, I am not in a hurry anymore. I am not, at first I was, because of the backwards compatibility with the PS4 stuff. And I was excited about that. But now I'm looking around, I'm able to hear myself think, and the more and more I think about it, the more and more I see it, the more I realize that I don't need a PS5 or an Xbox Series X at any given time, anytime soon. I don't. And the reason that is I'm speaking just for me, and, I'm just talking about me, myself. I buy systems for games. Okay. If you told me that a box made of paper could play the best games. Okay. If you told me that, an old shoebox would play The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, and things like that, guess what? That would be the system sitting on my desk, hooked up and ready to go. Okay. But it's not, because it doesn't play those games. Okay. The PS4 does that, and it plays those games beautifully. And that's why I have a PS4. Okay. Xbox, has the Game Pass, and that's why I have the Game Pass, because it allows me to play these games at a premium price. Well, not even a premium price, just at a discounted price. It's like the Netflix of gaming. Okay. That's why that's in the repertoire. All right. And Nintendo has their, first party games. I'll get to Nintendo in a second, but anyway, there's nothing available. There's nothing that I really want to play right now. You have Demon Souls, okay, which is a remake. You have Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is the only new IP technically, but that's also available for the PS4. Okay. And it's not a complete game. All right. That's it. That's all. The Xbox even has less. Okay. A game that was supposed to launch with the system did not happen. Okay. Halo Infinite did not launch. It's still out there. It's not coming out until damn near summer of 2021. Okay. These are the things that we've been witnessing up to this point. There's been a lot of fumbles, a lot of drop balls leading up to these releases and everything. Okay. And to add insult to injury, there's been talk of the PS5 controllers, being faulty. All right. Not a lot of them, but a small percentage. Okay. And if you remember with the Joy-Con drift type of thing that was going on with the Nintendo Switch, it started off kind of just, there's a few people that are experiencing these things. And then it became more and more. And then it was damn near, 25, 30% of the consoles, having this drift issue. Right. And I'm saying that to say that the PlayStation 5 has only been out a month. Okay. For the people who haven't have a chance to get their hands on it. And if you're dealing with something like this early on, man, it's kind of scary. Okay. Now I know there's a lot of bells and whistles and a lot of shit underneath the hood of that PlayStation 5 controller. And that's one of the things that worried me when they started talking about all the things that it could do and all of these things, man. If I had a choice, and if they do eventually make one, which I'm sure they will, a compatible PlayStation 5 controller with none of those things, those mechanisms and all of that, then, you know, I'll be one of the first people to buy one of those. Keep my shit simple, keep my shit sweet. I'm quite sure that the PlayStation 5 has a lot of beautiful bells and whistles, and it works for a lot of people, and it may work for me, but, you know, I always worry about, you know, stuff like that. I just do, especially when it's something new and we don't know much about it and we haven't had it long. The only other thing that I can think of that, well, good thing, I guess, per se, I could say when it comes to not having a next gen console right now is the fact that you get to sit back and watch things unfold. I get to sit back and, you know, keep my eye to the streets, find out what's going on with these systems and find out, you know, what's breaking, find out what's going on with the games, all of these things. Okay. And you get to kind of measure, you know, measure your next move. Like, okay, do I really need a next gen system right now? Do I really need to go out and get one as soon as one comes available? You know what I mean? Is it really that crucial? Because what are you going to do? What are you going to do right now if tomorrow they said, oh, we have one for you and we're holding it for you. Come and get it. What would I do if I went and bought that? What would my next move be? And I honestly sat and thought about that a few times, and I had to answer right at the palm of my hand. And you know what that answer was? It was really quite simple. I would probably just keep it in the box until a game came out that I wanted to play. And if I'm going to do that, then why am I even buying the game now? It doesn't make sense. But some people out there, I could see them saying, well, I still just want it and keep it and have it. But you know what? What if I just wait for the game that I really want to come out before I get one? The longer you wait, you benefit, I think, because you get that first generation, that first batch out of the way. Okay. I didn't get my PS4 till about a year and a half after the PS4 came out. And a lot of my friends who had the PS4 day one had been experiencing things later on in the life cycle, which I have not experienced because, they worked out a lot of the kinks. They got a lot of things, situated before they started releasing the next generation, the second generation, the third out, and I mean, when I say generation, I just mean, the first batch, if you will. Okay. All the boo-boos that they made in the first batch, they got together, they did some number crunching and they figured out what those issues were. And they zeroed in on them and they created less issues with those on the next batch, and then so on and so forth. Okay. Each batch they put out, they correct things that they found, that kind of alarmed them per se. And then they fixed it and they just refined it just that much more before the next one came out. So, I'm guessing I'm going to get a PS5 when I want to say second batch, because I'm looking maybe like the end of January, maybe early February to get one, because I will not buy one from scalpers, even if they lower the price and make it actual retail. I will not fucking buy any from them. I'm not going to support scalpers. And that's just how I feel about it. But I will go to an actual retail store, which, gets them from the actual warehouse, and I will buy my shit there. Okay. That's just the way I'm going to do it. And I'm only going to do that when there's something out there that I want to experience. Okay. Now, could I get one? Yes. And play my old PS4 games on them and, with a little bit better fidelity and frame rate and stuff. Cool. Yeah, I could do that. And that's why I wanted it in the first place, day one. But the more that I look at it, I'm realizing that it's not enough to make me, say push play now, especially with, that first rendition of the systems that are coming out. You know what I mean? I'm not really losing anything right now by not having one. I'm not, unless there was a game that I absolutely could not live without. And that's not the case. Not for me. Now, there's some people out there who feel a certain way about Demon Souls. I have a friend who feels that way about Demon Souls, and his soul is burning right now because he wants to play that and he can't get his hands on a PS5. And everybody's different, but I don't feel that same way. So, that's just where what I've been experiencing. That's just what I've been thinking about, these last couple of weeks as I see people kind of just, you know, go off on, what they have. And when I see people with it, I mean, yeah, you have your next gen system, but what are you playing right now? You might be playing older games, but what else? Okay. I want to look to my right and look to my left and be like, yo, this is coming out next month. This is out now. Games are starting to trickle in now to where you can't buy and play everything. Once you get to that point where you can't play everything, and you can't afford to play everything, and you don't have enough time to play everything, then, the shit gets beautiful. Okay. I'm not even going to begin, to even, talk about Microsoft and what they have planned, because I see nothing in the pipeline for them anytime soon within the first year of the console's life cycle. Okay. We may see something second year. Okay. We may start getting release dates on games second year, because right now they have a lot of developers working on games now. But they're going to be a couple years out. Okay. Sony has a couple things coming supposedly 2021. Okay. I know two of them, Final Fantasy 16 and God of War Ragnarok. Those two games right there are system sellers. Any one of those two games will be a system seller for me. And that's not including anything else that's coming out that may slip under the radar. That first year is usually when things start coming out slow. And that's just typically what, we deal with when you have a new console, and that's all good. And that's why I'm not worried at all anymore, or upset anymore about waiting to get my hands on a PS5. I'm not even worried. I'm not hurt anymore. I'm serious, guys. I'm not. The only thing that, I would like to experience, Cyberpunk on the PS5. I would. But right now they have stuff to work out with that. So I'll just patiently wait, let them take care of that, and be done with it. You know what I mean? And that's it. And that's all. That's all I need. I just feel like talking about that because, there's a lot of people out there probably listening to this show as well who hadn't had a chance to get their hands on the next gen console. Christmas is over now. Watch the prices begin to fade and drop from these scalpers. Believe that, because like I said, systems are now showing up at stores almost every day. I was at Walmart the other day and they said that they're getting some almost every other day. Okay. They're getting consoles in. All right. I had an opportunity to get an Xbox Series X, but like I said, I have money set aside for the PlayStation 5, and that's what I'm going to go with, because I know there's games coming out for the PlayStation 5 now. And, that's the system. I fuck with Sony. That's me. Okay. And Xbox will come later when they actually have, something to bring to the table besides Game Pass, which I already have. Okay. Now that's just, everybody has their own opinion. That's just how I feel about the situation. Now, as far as Nintendo's concerned, my daughter's boyfriend, he's a cool dude, man. Cool kid. Bought her a Nintendo Switch, man, for Christmas, which was dope. Bought the handheld version of it, and those things are actually pretty fucking dope. I haven't had one in my hand until, she was over here, but she had a yellow one, and she had, Animal Crossing on there, and she was enjoying herself, man. And, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of wanted to play a little Animal Crossing, but, that's for another time. Nintendo is kind of pissing me off right now, and Nintendo has, I'm not the only one. Okay. I don't know what it is with Nintendo, what their problem is. They seem to have it in for their own consumers. Like, they seem to almost purposely want to fuck over their fans. Like, they just do. I mean, you want to put together, you want to put together a tournament for Splatoon or some shit like that. And, no, you want to stream it. No, Nintendo's not having it. You want to, honor a YouTuber who lost his life and who happened to be one of the biggest, Nintendo fans that there were. And no, we're not going to allow that. You're infringing on you're copyright infringing on us. Nintendo is just, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with them. They're the most selfish game company I have ever known. I mean, they are. I don't know what happened to these motherfuckers, man, but they are tripping. Okay, they are sincerely filling their glasses to the brim with fucking sake, and I know for a fucking fact that they smoke fucking scrolls. I know that. And you can't tell me that they don't have their own fucking butter by now. Because right now, man, 2020 is the year of the ticket. And these motherfuckers are, I'm telling you, dicks hard with butter in their hand. Okay. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if they're just, I don't know if they're just out of touch. I don't know what it is, man. They're stubborn as all fucking get out. I know that for sure, but they're hurting themselves in the long run. They're going to continue to do this. They're going to continue to practice like this here. They're going to fuck themselves. Okay. They're going to find themselves in a tough fucking spot. All right. And that's a problem with a lot of these corporations. Sometimes they think that they can just do whatever the fuck they want with no backlash and nothing will come of it. But they keep doing this. They're going to understand real quick that when certain people get together and you stir up a fucking hornet's nest, it won't be a good thing for you. Okay. And it can end up sinking your fucking battleship. And Nintendo, just keep it up. Just keep it up. And we'll go from there. But that's why, you know, me personally, I will not stream Nintendo shit. Okay. I will not. Anything with Nintendo shit on it, I enjoy privately. You know what I mean? And that's just the way I want to keep it. They're just stubborn as fuck, and they don't care about anybody but themselves. They don't. They don't listen to consumers at all. They are so behind the fucking 8 ball. It is ridiculous when it comes to how they do their online. Their shit is fucking trash. Let's just keep it real with each other. I fuck with the Nintendo because I have a shitload of Nintendo products. So I'm not going to be afraid to speak my mind on Nintendo. You know, a lot of their ways are fucking trash. Let's just keep it real with each other. They are. How they handle a lot of things that they do. Okay. This Nintendo online bullshit, they, you know, giving us Nintendo games, original Nintendo games. Like, what? Are you serious? No, I can't get behind that. It's just, I don't know, man. They have a lot of things that they need to fucking work out and work through. They just do. And they have really fucked over a lot of people, and probably lost a lot of fans too behind some of the shit that they've done and how they've acted in the past. And they need to get their shit together, really. I haven't played my Nintendo Switch also in like quite some fucking time. She's sitting there collecting mad dust. Okay. Yeah. If she were a actual female, her panties would be wet with anticipation, for somebody to play with her. But, you know, hey, I don't have any time for her. I don't. Not right now. Not the way you've been acting. Okay. So you're not getting any playtime from me. Okay. But yeah, man, that's just what it is. They need to get their act together. I just thought I'd speak on that because I've been seeing a lot of fuckery out here in these digital streets when it comes to Nintendo. Nintendo needs to stop jeffing and get it together. If you don't know what jeffing means, it basically means bullshitting or a form of procrastination. That's what it means. So if you hear me say stop jeffing, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. It's another t-shirt, by the way. Bye. Yeah, go ahead and get one. All right. Anyway, that's what's been happening out there in the Nintendo world. Okay. I'm still in the Cyberpunk world. I'm still going to enjoy myself tonight and get out there in those streets and do some things. But have anybody heard about something called the fucking KFConsole? Anybody? I'm seeing this shit on YouTube. I'm seeing like memes and I'm like, what is this? Is this a real fucking thing or not? And nobody seems to know what the fuck this thing is. Okay, the shit looks like it could be a console, but then they have this shit open up where you have chicken inside and all this other shit. I'm like, what are you motherfuckers doing? They're poking stabs at, you know, Sony and Microsoft like they're really a contender or they're going to be a contender. I think this is just one of the biggest memes we've seen in quite some time. You know, I think they want this exposure. They want people like me talking about this shit on my show and other YouTubers and doing shit like that. I think that's what they want. They won if that's what they were trying to achieve, because I still don't know what the fuck this is. I still don't know if it's an actual console or not. Honestly, if you ask me right this second, I would say no, but I'm anxious to see what comes of this. I really am. And if so, why go this route if it's not going to be a console to sell some fucking chicken? Have you guys done research and found that, you know, a lot of people who eat chicken play video games? I don't know. That's the only thing I could come up with. Why, you know, use this angle? Why go this way? I don't know. But if you think I'm bullshitting, look it up. KFCconsole, or the KFConsole is, I think, how it's pronounced. Check that shit out. I mean, tell me if I'm seeing things, if I'm, you know, doing too much. I like to hear from you guys. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Next up, I kind of want to talk about, you know, the Wonder Woman movie. Yeah, caught the Wonder Woman movie on, what was it? HBO Max. Yeah, HBO Max. And I must say, it was a good movie. Now, if I'm being honest, it wasn't better than the first one. Okay. And it wasn't better than the first one. I'm always going to support the Wonder Woman movies because I really like, the woman, I forgot her name, Gadot. I can't remember her fucking name, but she's a beautiful woman. Okay. She looks like she's about 6 feet tall. She's fucking beautiful, man. Tall, beautiful, everything about her. Just, I don't know. I'm in love with this chick. Anyway, I just love her character. I love her portrayal as Wonder Woman. And I just, you know, I really, really like her, as an actress. But the movie wasn't better than the first one, in my opinion. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody just in case you hadn't seen it or whatever, but I'll just say that she's just, it feels like she's, I don't want to say cursed, but just destined not to be happy, I guess you could say. And I'll leave it at that. I'll let you guys find out what the fuck I'm talking about and watch the fucking movie. Okay. But yeah, it was free to watch. It was on HBO Max, and I think it's going to be on there for a month, and then they're going to take it off, and then it's going to go, I guess, theater only or something like that. I don't know, but I think that's a cool thing that they, you know, HBO Max is doing, and Netflix and stuff like that is doing. I could have sworn Coming to America 2 was going to be, you know, on Netflix, but then I heard that it was going to be on Amazon, and I thought it was going to be Christmas, but then I heard no, it's going to be on fucking in March. So I'm like, fuck, you know? So yeah, man, just anyway, you know, I think where movies are going, I think that's a cool thing where you can watch all movies at home. You have a choice to watch it at home. If you're subscribed to one of these, you know, outlets, many apps that there are available now, that you can indulge on some of these things, man. You know what I mean? I think it's pretty dope. And even, they may even have it to where, yo, okay, well, instead of watching it at the movie theater, you can watch this at home for the same price as a movie ticket. You know, that'd be cool. I think that's where we're headed. You know what I mean? Because everybody's not able to get out, and then, you know, not everybody is out with the people. We're people. You know, like a lot of us are introverts. You know, a lot of us, you know, don't want to be in all these crowds and things of that nature. So that's cool, because I'm actually one of those. I'm a mild introvert, but I have friends. I have a friend named Jesse, man, who, this guy is like to the 10th power. Okay. He could live forever alone, and he would be perfectly, you know, in heaven. Okay. With that. Okay. There's some people who are just like that, and you just have to respect their gangster. You just have to. So movies like that, watch everything from home type of thing, that's right up somebody like his alley, for real. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about my bug. Okay, my bug in CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077, guys. Like I said before, I'm really enjoying the game, but I did encounter a fucking bug recently in the last couple hours of my playthrough, and it really revolves around crafting. Okay, I think there's a lot of their boo-boos are going to be coming out of that, because there's so much shit to be crafted that, you know, it was only a matter of time before something went wrong for me. I think it was something fairly easy, something that everybody was using for quite some time. where you basically take a purple item, you craft it and you break it down and you get other parts and you use those parts to do other things with. The issue I'm having is that I craft a certain item, but I can't break it down. Okay, I've tried other items to break down. They break down no problem. It's just this one fucking item, for whatever reason, it will not break down. So I either have to sell it, which it'll let me sell it, and that's it. I can't break that item down. And it pisses me off. Luckily, I have another item that's purple that I can do that with, and it works. But still, just to know that, you know, I was doing it this way since I've been playing the game, since I got that purple item and was breaking it down and using that. Now I can't use it right now. Hopefully with another save or so, that might change. And then sometimes I get stuck in certain vehicles for a small amount of time. I get stuck in first person. I like to drive in third person when I'm either on a motorcycle or a car, whatever I'm driving. But you know, sometimes you'll get into a car or you'll get onto a bike and you're stuck in that mode, which makes it kind of harder to drive too. But that's really it as far as, you know, the bugs that I've encountered, besides the drop frame rate from time to time. And I haven't gotten any blue screen since the last update, which is crazy. You know, I may see a couple more through the rest of my playthrough, but nothing like I was getting. So some of that has been remedied. I would definitely like the frame rate to be more optimized if possible. And the pop-ins to really, to take a back seat if we can do that. If those two things out the way, yeah, man, it's all good for me. Like I said, I'm still enjoying the game, even though it's not finished state. And then, you know, I still have one pet peeve on this game, and it's really frustrating to me because it has to do with, I talked about this last week, I think a little bit, but it's bothering me. This is really the only thing that really bothers me. And that's the fact that you cannot wear what you want and keep your stats. Okay. You can't wear what you want and keep the stats you want. Okay. And for a game like this, which is a game where you are constantly farming different items, picking up all kinds of different shit, pants, jackets, shirts, you know, bandanas, glasses, all these things you're picking up all the time. Right. And most of it is fucking hot garbage. Okay. But you do find eventually something that is awesome in stats, but the fucking shit is ugly as hell. And you don't want to put on something ugly because the stats are good. Right. And there's so much awesome shit out there that is fucking trash, has no armor or whatever the fuck, right? But you want to wear it, but you can't if you want to go out there and you want to get killed. You want to become very squishy. You want to go out there and you want to die pretty, basically. Okay, you want to die for your look, basically. So I'm like, look, for a game that, you know, is all about the farming, the one thing I think they should have implemented in this game is a better system, you know, that they should have adopted. You know, let me wear whatever I want. And if I come across a dope piece of gear, I can take those stats and put them on this jacket that, you know, really has no protection. But I actually have something that is a very, very viable piece of armor. And I could, you know, I could use that with this, combine them and then make, you know, what I keep the look of this. I mean, a lot of games done it. A lot of games do that, especially games that you loot heavy in. Like I spoke about this last week. Assassin's Creed Odyssey does it. Okay. Valhalla didn't do it. They chose to go against that because their looting system is a little different, than Odyssey. But Odyssey it was perfect because you could wear whatever you wanted. You could mismatch different pieces, whatever you wanted to do. If you found a mask that you really liked, but you didn't like the armor that it went with, you could go completely against the grain and you could keep that look and you could still keep your dope ass stats. And I think I would love to see this in an update. I really, really would if they did that, because why even have all this stuff in here? And most of it, I seriously say about 80% of it is garbage. Why have all these different options in here if that's what it is? If you can't benefit from it, you know what I mean? It's a lot of cool shit. Like what I'm doing, I'm keeping shit that I like for future outfits for photo mode. That's it. I'm just going to go throw on some shit, take some pictures, do that, for photo mode, and that's all. But I would like to, actually run around in some of this stuff and, pull capers and shit in my new attire, right? I don't know, man. I think that, and this is coming from, CD Projekt Red, who's done RPGs. So like, this is not their first rodeo with RPGs. So, I mean, I think they should have, I think there's a lot of these things that they wanted to implement, but they didn't have the time and they were being pressured from the fucking execs. And then the execs were being pressured from the fucking investors. Okay. But if I'm a fucking exec, I'm not going to let the investors sway me from making a premature decision. It hurts everybody in the end. And they couldn't get out of their own fucking way. Okay, that's what it was. They were trying to kiss ass and please everybody, and you can't please everyone. Okay, you need to sit down with your investors and tell them this is what is going on, and this is why we need to wait. If you want a great product, this is what it is. If you don't and you want us to press and push forward with this, you have nobody to blame but yourselves when the outcome reaches the masses. That's basically how I would handle it. I would tell my investors, this is what we need. This is how much time we need. If you can't get with that, we'll put it out when you guys want us to, but I'll let everybody know that it was your decision to make, not ours. And you have to live with those results. Okay. You just have to put your foot down and draw a line in the sand. This is what you have to do. And some of these motherfuckers just don't have the balls to do that. And if you don't have the balls to do it, why are you in this fucking business? Okay. If you're especially in this business to make money, if that's your goal, then you need to do it by any means necessary. But some of these motherfuckers crumble underneath the sun. And hey, as a result of that, this is what we got. Okay, we got an unfinished product. We have memes in the building all over the place. We have a lot of things that have been detrimental to this whole fucking company. And it's not stopping anytime soon. Okay, not until they fix all of these issues is the shit going to fade away. And it's going to fade away slow. It's not going to happen quickly. Okay. They never tend to fade away quickly. All right. They come quick, but they don't fade away quick. So that's just where we're at right now, guys. I'm going to continue to support the game and, have faith that, they will get better because they really have no choice. To be honest with you guys now, they have no choice but to make this the best game possible now moving forward after all of the rapage and pillage that has taken place around this game. And I will stand by the company until we reach that plateau. Okay. With each and every update. They did say another update in January and another one in February. So we'll wait. I'll definitely keep you guys posted on all of this. And yeah, I will definitely be talking about it. So I think that's going to do it for me rambling on and, going off the deep end on a couple companies, but it's all good. I mean, I just want to sit here, chop it up with you guys for a little bit, have somebody to listen to while you're driving to work, maybe while you're jogging or laying in the bed, smoking some weed. I don't know, but hey, you're listening, right? So I guess that's cool. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'll say this one more time. Don't forget to go to StudioMguyvR.com. That is where you can get the podcast. You can download it. You can stream it. You can get, basically, you can get at me on all of my platforms. Everything available. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, all of those things and more. Okay. That's how you reach me. If you want to talk, if you have a message, if you even want to maybe think about being a guest on the show, all those things. Hit me on StudioMguyvR.com. Check out the merch. Got some dope merch. I got warm butter merch. Okay. I got wet merch, WETT, amazing or highly skilled. If you guys been listening to the show, you know what that means. Okay. I've got a lot of dope shit there. All right. And also always taking suggestions on new gear, on new merch. So if you guys have any suggestions, throw them at me. I'll catch them. I'll look at them. I'll study them. And then I may come to a conclusion. Okay. All right. I want to tell every one of you guys that I appreciate what you've done. I appreciate every download, every fucking listen. I love you guys dearly. I'm going to get my ass up out of here. Until next time, guys, I will see you then. This is Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. See you next time.